Hey, 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 good morning, good morning. This is Ilona Sanders. Thank you so much for connecting with Spiritual Success Live, where we are here lighting the way to help you create a clear path forward. We are dedicated to delivering personal and spiritual empowerment that will be the catalyst to start the transformation process in your life. Good morning. Is that Lethea? Good morning. Thanks for joining us this morning. Let's just take a good healing deep breath in. As I always say, this is not entertainment. This is not even church. We are so happy for you to be here in this sacred space. Good morning, Casilla. Glad to see you this morning. Let's just take a moment and take a good healing deep breath in. And on the exhale, just sit all the way in your heart center, sit in your spirit. Feel the Spirit's presence moving, that's leading and guiding us into all truth. Good morning, Tony. Thanks for joining us today. All right, so we're here today. This is the last Sunday in 2018, and I just want to jump right in and get to it this morning as others are preparing to come in. But I want to ask the question, as we are down to the last year, I want to ask you a couple of questions, but first, I really want to encourage you today that as you prepare to end this year strong and start this next year empowered, and the only way to do that is that you make a decision, you make a conscious choice, you come into the conscious awareness that you will no longer put your dreams on hold. Good morning, Lisa. Thank you for joining us. No longer put your dreams on hold. Stop putting your dreams on hold. It is so funny how we can take care of everything and everyone else and put our dreams on the back burner. And I specifically want to talk to a few people that you know that you are still in that space where you tend to put other people's priorities ahead of your own. And you allow other people to feel like their situation, their circumstance, their emergency is more important than yours. Good morning, Evangelist Kim. Thank you for joining us. Love you, miss you. Listen, stop putting your dreams on hold. Now, I'm talking about that dream, that part of you that comes from deep within. We're talking about vision. We're talking about divine vision. We're talking about insight, not something that sounds good, not something that's trending, not something that you look around and you see everybody else is on the bandwagon, but we're talking about having real vision, divine vision, that insight that comes from within, that how you tap into that and you hear the song of your heart and you follow that. So I want to really drive that home today. Stop putting your dreams on hold. You are sent here for an original purpose. You are a designer original. There is something in you that the world is waiting for. You know, we just came through the holiday Hanukkah season. We're in the Kwanzaa season. And you know, this end of the year is just a celebratory time. But I was looking at the things that my grandchildren were interested in. And I know some of you are familiar with the LOL surprise dolls. I said, whoever came up with that, that was a genius idea. That thing has just taken off like wildfire. Yes, it has just taken off. It is just a phenomenon. But I was marveling at the idea that came into this earth realm. Listen, this is what I want to encourage each and every one of us with today, myself included. There is an idea that's waiting to be birthed through you. There is something so brilliant, so genius that's waiting to be birthed through you, but we have to create the right environment to be able to receive that fresh insight, that fresh download, if you would. We have to put ourselves in the right position where we can receive that, put the environment, make the environment conducive to receive that next beautiful idea. Now, if we just follow the leading and the guidance that we're getting from inside, and you know, the thing that I drive home a lot in our community is being able to slow down enough, tapping in so that you can hear, so that you can begin to see with new eyes, hear with new ears, so that you can get that divine instruction that's tailor-made for you, tailor-made for your giftings, tailor-made for your callings and abilities. Another thing I want to really touch on real quickly before I go on to these 3 points I want to hit is that because we are spiritual beings, I want you to hear this. Because we are spiritual beings and we are all connected, we're in one huge unified field of consciousness. I want you to prepare to go into 2019 where you have certain boundaries set up, certain interactions set up where you are no longer influenced by all the energy that's in your environment, all the energy that you have to interact with on a day-to-day basis, that you are not sidetracked by that. You are not influenced by that. You're not distracted by that. That you will learn how to balance yourself in such a way that you are not being influenced by other people's thought patterns. Now, this is important. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Listen, this is important. Many times when you're in an environment and you're with a group of people, you are being influenced by that unified field of consciousness of collective thoughts from people that you are close to, people that you connect with on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes the thoughts that you are thinking are not even your own thoughts, but you're picking those thoughts up from those that you are interacting with. Good morning, Karen. So happy to see you this morning. Bless you. Listen, you're picking that up from the people that you are connected with. Have you ever had a day when you woke up and you were just fine? And you may have taken a phone call. You could have even been on social media and scrolled through your timeline. And all of a sudden, you don't feel so good anymore. Your energy went somewhere and you wasn't even aware that something happened. You wasn't even aware that a thought penetrated your mind. All you know is that you woke up, you were okay, but now you're not okay. That's because we are all connected. So as we prepare to end this year strong and into the next year empowered, I know that life challenges, situations, circumstances happen to each and every one of us. But beloved, I want to encourage you that 2019, that you do several things. Number one, don't put your dreams on hold any longer. A lot of times we're sacrificing for other people, other things, other situations, and we put what we really want to do on the back burner for several reasons. Number one is that there may be some fear involved. You may simply be afraid to really go for that thing. I know that it can be very scary, especially when you get a hit or a hunch, or we call it an intuitive hit. You're led by the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it. Many times, and I can identify with this even myself, many times you'll get a hunch or an intuitive hit, or you will get a leading or an unction, but it terrifies you because it's just a light hint, just a light suggestion, and you feel like it's a good idea, but something about that idea terrifies you. You're so afraid because you don't know enough about it to know if it's going to be okay, if it's going to turn out okay. So the fear sets in, but I don't want you to put your dreams on hold. And so we have to go back to ground zero. Some of you have to go back to ground zero to even figure out what your dream is. I know I've been there, that all of us can hit a pocket sometime when you have gone through life and you were just doing life, surviving, caring for everyone else, taking care of your obligations and your responsibilities. So when you look around, you don't even know what your dream is. You don't even know what your heart desire is. I'm talking to about 3 people today that you have confined yourself and shrunk your life down so small into a small, tiny box, and you've been just existing in that little space for years. This is your season to come out of that small box. This is your season to pursue whatever your high priority is. And so I want to bring that word priority or prioritize up to the forefront today, because we want you to get your highest priority that's connected to the dream in your heart. your highest priority. Bring that to the forefront and meditate on that and focus on that, right? Until you start getting motivated and inspired to take divine action, to take that authentic action towards your dream. So I want to ask you the question, why haven't you taken that next step yet? Because you don't know what the next step is? Are you still confused about the next step? What is it? We have got to put ourselves in a place where we are prioritizing our dreams. And we're just not coming into making a New Year's resolution or setting some goals. What I'm talking about today is really tapping into the song of your heart to your dream. And always go look for that teeny tiny step. Okay, so your dream may be so big and it may be so scary. Or you may think that your dream is small and insignificant, but there is no small or insignificant dream. All dreams that come from a divine realm that's divinely inspired is a big deal, because somebody somewhere needs what you have. Somebody somewhere is being plagued, and they're being troubled and perplexed because you have the answer. They're waiting for you to show up in your uniqueness and in your brilliance and lead the way. Now, I know I just heard somebody say, oh, I'm just tired. Good morning, Deborah. Good morning, cuz. Good to see you. Listen, somebody said, I could just feel your spirit saying, I'm just tired. I don't feel like I have the energy. I don't feel like I have enough focus. I don't have enough context. I don't have enough support. I shared on one of the video clips that how I can remember telling God at one point in my life, I don't even want the dream. I don't even want it because it's too painful. Because you all know that when you are setting yourself in a certain direction to achieve certain things, life happens, circumstance happen, situations happen. Now we know that God is faithful. We know that, that God is always leading and guiding and doesn't waste anything. We know that. But sometime when you are pursuing your dream, pursuing your calling, sometime it gets so challenging that I remember telling God, I don't even want it. It's just too painful. Just forget it. But it's one thing about throwing in that towel. Some kind of way, that towel will always get thrown back to you, because what comes from a divine realm, listen, what comes from a divine realm, what is seen in a supernatural realm must be carried out in a supernatural realm. In other words, when you see with divine vision, you can't then come to a flesh or a carnal realm and try to make that vision work. It's not going to work like that. So the big word that we're putting out today, good morning, Phyllis. Good to see you, sis. The big word that we're putting out today, as you're going to make that decision, that quality decision, I'm not going to put my dreams on hold. Good morning, Tammy. Good to see you this morning. I'm not going to put my dream on hold. And then when you go back to ground zero, for those of you that says, I don't even know what my dream is at this point in my life. I'm so hurt. I'm so wounded. I'm so broken. I'm so confused. I don't even know what my dream is at this point. Then that is your priority. That's your high priority for going into 2019, is to really take the time and really figure out what is the song of your heart. Listen, I'm going to wrap up with this because I just feel this real strong. I just want to drive this point home. Beloved, to each and every one of you today, you have a song that your heart wants to sing to the world. There is something that is so deep in your spirit. You were put here for such an original purpose, for such an original idea to be birthed into this time and this season right now. You're not too late. You didn't miss it. If you're alive and you are still here, there is still something tugging at you saying, go ahead, go for it. We want you to do that. There is a song. There is something that your heart wants to sing to the world. And I want to encourage you with this. I want to encourage you with this. I want you to feel this as I release it. Be yourself. Don't be afraid to be who you are. And I know that that's loaded. That's easier said than done. I recognize that, especially for those of you that's carrying a lot of baggage, maybe from a religious community, carrying baggage from family communities and different associations, different mindsets that you have adapted over the years, that all of a sudden now you're waking up and you're realizing that don't work for me anymore. No, I don't quite believe that God is like that. No, I don't quite believe that this is what I'm called to do. It's time to make that mid-course correction. It's time to really get quiet and go deep within and listen to that song that your heart wants to sing. Some of you have left it behind so many years ago. I remember when I would have my workshops and my classes, and I would ask people, I would ask people, yes, Kim says, I have a song in my heart to sing. Yes, you do. Everyone has it. I would ask several questions in my live workshops, and they were simple questions. And I would just ask them, tell me 3 things that you like. What do you really like? I've had so many people that could not think about or think of what they really truly liked. I would ask people simple questions like, what's your favorite color? I don't have a favorite color. What's your favorite song? I don't have a favorite song. What's your favorite restaurant? I don't have a favorite restaurant. Do you know why we run into pockets like that? It's because we spend so much of our time not being actively engaged in our own lives. We get busy with busy work. We get busy taking care of everybody else, seeing to everybody else's needs. All of that is good and noble, beloved, but it won't serve the highest purpose for why you're here if you're neglecting yourself. So I want you to put your hand over your own heart today. And I want you to just feel your heart beating. And I'm talking about that instrument now that's so faithful to pump that blood through your body. That's so faithful to keep you going and moving and keep you alive. But I want you to feel your heart today, and I want you to make a commitment that you're not going to put your dreams on hold. You're going to find out what your dream is. You're going to tap back into that thing that you were put on this earth to do. Some of you were shamed out of your calling. And I'm talking about from a child. I tell parents all the time, you start watch your children. They'll start showing you very early what they're here to do. You'll notice at 1, 2, 3 years old, they already have an inclination as to what they're going to do. I'm looking at my youngest grandson that's 2.5 years old. He is so good with his hands. He has such good eye-hand coordination and dexterity with his hands. He's going to do something with those hands. I'm blessing those hands right now because I recognize that that's a part of his uniqueness. Good morning, Katina. Glad to see you. I've been missing you. Love you. Listen, beloved, as we wrap this up today, you're not going to put your dreams on hold. And if you don't know what your dream is, you're going to take the time to find out what it is. What is 2019 all about? I'm going to share the prophetic word that came through next week. But listen, number 1, we're going to be talking about our high priority. You got to get your highest priorities and bring that to the forefront. You've got to take you off the back burner. Take your dreams off the back burner. Take that song that's in your heart off the back burner. And I could just hear somebody saying, I pick your spirit up saying today, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough. None of that's important right now. The only thing that's important right now is that you are connected to that dream. And that thing becomes a high priority for you in 2019. And that you start getting organized around that priority. Some of us are still not in divine order. But I want you to repeat this after me. I want you to say today, divine order is established and maintained in my world. Yes, divine order is established and maintained in me and in my world. We're going to bring that dream back up to the forefront. We're going to make that dream our highest priority. We're going to get organized. And as you get organized, the motivation is going to come. The inspiration is going to come. Then you'll be able to take inspired action. When you take inspired action, then all your help is coming. The money, the resources, the assistance, all of that is going to come as we start moving out, taking this inspired action. So I want you to connect in this week. Take the time. Take the time as we cross over into 2019 to make you a high priority in 2019. Make you a high priority, your health, your happiness, your success, your calling, your dream, your vision. Make that a high priority, and I'm going to be here with you. I promise you we are going to connect together. I'm going to be here with you to help you walk through. You can always connect with me through my YouTube channel, through Facebook, YouTube channel, Spiritual Success TV. Go there, subscribe today. I got to get my subscribership up, my views up. Spiritual Success TV on YouTube. I have about 30-something videos already there. They have already been edited. It's just a lot there for you. And I've already got our Patreon platform set up for us to launch that next year so that we can have those private groups, like I said, that's already set up. It's just waiting for us to come in. I promise you, you're going to get some help. You're going to get encouragement. You're going to get everything that you need to make your dream become reality in 2019. All right, beloved. Yes, Karen, I receive it too. Have a blessed, wonderful, and amazing day. I love you guys, and I'll see you back here next week for another Spiritual Success Live. Bless you. Bye now.